Hey guys, I'm Andrea Coviello and I'm very happy to have you here in my video course about blues, guitar and 50 blues lick you really need to know if you want to play blues in a good way. So, nice to meet you, and this video is probably the most important video in the whole course because I'm gonna help you and teach you how you can use all the material you have here, how to study the lick, how to interiorize them, being able to play and not forget them, or generally how to work with everything you will find in my course. So please pay attention to everything I say in this video. When you learn blues guitar, it's like learning a language. When you learn a language, you need to know the grammar, you can build phrase, the negative form, every grammar rules. And grammar in music is theory. You need to know, okay, in blues music we have the 12-bar blues. You need to know what is a 12-bar blues, there's a pentatonic scale, all this stuff. But a very huge part of learning a language is vocabulary. Imagine that you want to learn English, but you don't know words like take, go, house, bring. You probably use these words every day if you are an English native speaker. The same thing is for guitar if you want to learn blues guitar. If you don't know, or I think every blues solo has this kind of lick. So the goal in my course is help you to know this must know words or lick. Because if you won't play them, if you don't know, you don't have this vocabulary, it can be a huge part that you are missing. I hear a lot of guitar players that they have a good technique, they know theory, they know where they have to play. They're good, they are a good musician, but when they play blues, they don't have this vocabulary, so they don't sound blues. And that's a big problem, because it's like you want to speak English and you don't know basic words, you don't know do, you don't know you, this kind of basic words, you know. So the important part of learning lick is that building your own vocabulary. And the licks are just example phrase. But the problem is that a lot of guitar players don't know how to study them and they forget them. So one thing that is very important, you don't have to learn the lick. You have to learn from the lick. This is the most important thing in the whole video course, because you don't have just to remember fret 5, then E string, fret 5, all this stuff. You need to know what are you playing, which scale, which key. If this is the 5th, is the 4th, is the root, this kind of thing. In the whole course, I explain you with every note if it's the 5th, the root, it's the degree of the note in the scale. And they tell you which scale we are using. Mostly are pentatonic scale, there are minor pentatonic or major pentatonic. Sometimes you can find some Mixolydian or Dorian scale, but mostly are pentatonic. So you need to know, to understand what are you playing. This is the most important part. So first, make sure that you know what are you playing. Alright. Then, when you understand that, play 1,000 of million of times the lick. Your brain, your muscles, your fingers, your pick need to know perfectly what they have to do. Just don't play it one day and then tomorrow you go to the next lick, because you will forget it. Don't work for more than 2 or 3 licks per week at least. Maybe after a bunch of weeks, stop and keep playing the licks you are studying. If you play 10 licks for a week, you will forget them, everything. You will forget everything. So make sure you know and you remember what are you playing. Alright? Then try to change the key. The 50 licks in my course are all in A. And this is not because I'm lazy and I want to make you know everything in D or E and F sharp, what you want, because you need to work. If I just tell you, hey, here's the food, eat it, you will forget. So try to change every lick in different keys like E, D, C, B, B flat, every kind of key. And for doing that, you need to know where notes are in the fretboard. I will help you with that, with some material attached to the lessons. But also, try to understand if you're playing the 5th, the root, and try to recognize them in the scale. So for example, if you know this is A, so if you want to play in D, you start from the fifth. This is the fifth of the A minor pentatonic scale. If you want to go to D, the fifth D minor pentatonic scale is that, so you go. If you want to go to C, the fifth of C minor pentatonic scale is that. So this is the work you have to do. Understand what you're playing. Being able to understand it, play it, and every finger and pick needs to know where they have to do, what they have to do, and try to change key. Alright. What you can find is in the course is I played lick over a backing track, and the backing track is A, then go to D and E because it's the A 12 bar blues. And I played the same lick in both keys. In this way you start changing. Like, this is a good exercise you can do. Over the turnaround, so E, D, A, it's sometimes the change is too fast to play the whole lick. So just play the half. It's not a problem, you can do that, alright? So, after you understand how to change the key, try to study 3 or 4 lick and build your own solo with only these 3 or 4 lick. Like, take 3 lick in A and play them in D and E, and then play a solo over a 12 bar blues only using these 3 lick, and try to play them in every key. Then go to 12 bar blues in C and play them in C, F and G, that are 3 chords of 12 bar blues in C. Then go to G and play in G, C and D, you know. So try to do that. Changing the key of lick is very important, because if you only know what to play in E, you know how to play it only in E and not in C or G on F, it will be a huge limit for you, for your vocabulary. You know, just imagine that you know the word house, but you don't know how to use it in a question or in an answer or ever. You just know house, okay, it's the place where I live, but you don't know how to use it when you speak. So this is a thing if you don't know how to change key with your licks, right? So after that takes a while, because this is not a course you will see in a week. It's you need to work. I'm sorry for that. I am here to teach you. I am sure if you study very well this lick, you will boost a lot your blues playing, but you need to work and train yourself. So this is not a course you will end in 1 week, and that's fine. You will need a lot of time to work. You'll probably forget something, and you need to review it. About licks, if you learn from the lick, you know the timing, the swing feel, where notes are, you probably forget the lick after a bunch of months. I mean, your subconscious know it, but you won't do that. Okay, I have this lick number 1 of Andrea course, and after 3 months you are playing a solo. Alright, lick. No, it doesn't work like that. You will keep something in your head, so you remember maybe that, this part, or you remember that you can play a band over the minor third and then go to the root and you will play it, or in different parts of the fretboard. You will just steal something from the lick. It can be the timing, can be the notes, it can be everything, doesn't matter what your mind likes. But if you study very well, you will keep something from the lick. So the important part is not remember the lick note by note and think lick and play lick number 3 and play lick number 47, but interiorize it. And you can only interiorize if you do what I said. So understand it by theory, change key and playing 1,000 times over backing track in every key. That's the secret. I am lucky and I met a lot of famous players, and everyone told me something different about how I memorize some vocabulary or all these things. And everyone has a different idea and experience over that. That's the cool part of music. So that's my 2 cents. How I work with vocabulary. It doesn't work that you have fifth lick in your head and you think 33 and you play it. It's kind of weird, I guess. But you just have in your mind something that came up in different occasion. And you won't probably like all this 50 lick. But if you like 30 licks of this 50, you'll have 30 new ideas, and there's a lot. You know, you never care. It's really a lot. So, this is the main part. Then, what you need to do is try to change the lick. Lick are not something that you will copy and that's all. But you need to play in your own way. So, let's take, for example, that part. What you can do? You can change the rhythm part and put some pause in the between, like. Or I play the same lick in 3 different ways, and they sound very different. So you learn one lick, you got 3 different licks. And again, this is another part you don't remember. I will repeat it for the whole course. You don't need to remember literally every note of the lick, but just try to play it your own way. So, what you can do also is play some repetition. Like, you can repeat one note or a group of notes, like. So I change the end, you know. Again, other 6 way of playing the same lick. You can just create a whole chorus using the same lick and playing different ways. So, repetition, change the timing or put some pause, and then you can try to change some notes. For example, if you do that, in the original idea, I didn't play the band here, but I can do it. Or you can do that. You can add 1 note or 2 notes, and you will hear a slight difference. So I just give you probably 10, 12 idea or how you can play the same lick, changing time or put some pause, repetition, and add some notes. Alright, this is the way you can work with licks. Do it with every lick in this course, in every key. Even B flat, F sharp, E flat. None of those are weird keys, but trust me, it will be one day when you have to play them like in a jam or with a weird song or something. So that's the work you have to do. And also you can use these licks. They are blues licks, but you can play it over rock songs or rock backing track or some fusion jazz thing. Blues is not only something you cannot play over blues, but there are other kind of music that are very close to blues music. Rock, jazz, fusion, funk, country music. And you can play this lick over this kind of music. You maybe change the dynamic, the way you play it, but you're gonna do it. Another thing is that imagine that licks are word, as I told you, and when you speak a language, you probably change your voice. If you are very sad, if you are happy, if you're excited, disappointed, you change your voice. It can be louder, it can be soft, it can be more shy. And that's the same thing with guitar. Try to change the volume, the way you play every note on the lick. Put some accent, put some it's called dynamic. The way you play soft or loud every note, like.